with the upcoming DC event. This is Dmaq along with Gandhi, and we're going to talk a little bit about the teams and the contenders for DC. First off, I want to start out with a team that I feel is capable of winning everything at DC. That is the SQ roster. What do you think about that team?
Honestly, DMAC, SQ is one of my favorite teams to look out for this tournament. I mean, going in. That was good.
That's terrible.
We're here to talk about DC and the teams that are going to contend for the title at DC and hopefully qualify for the Nationals going forward in Dallas. This is
So tough. You're the Giga Monster. Let's go.
We're here to talk about DC and the upcoming competitors and who will be the top team at DC this event. This is Dmaq along with Gandhi here. Gandhi, who do you think and who do you feel will be your biggest team to show up at DC?
I mean, it's obvious, DMAC. It's instinct. I mean, they're a team that's done it before in the past, and, I think Roy and Lunch are ready to play now. They're not, these land gods that, destroyed everyone before. So I definitely think that Instinct is definitely the team to beat this tournament.
I give you kudos for that. I think Roy and Lunch are two of the most tough competitors in this tournament that will be at. I am really up here. Hi, we're here with Dmaq and Gandhi to talk about DC and the competitors to play and who will contend for the title and the national championship in the future. Gandhi, who do you think is coming into DC as your utmost toughest team coming in?
I mean, I think, in my opinion, Instinct for sure. They're a top team in this game. They've done it before, DMAC. I mean, they have all the tools on this team. I mean, Elamite playing the way he's been playing lately, it's obvious to me.
Well, you've got competitors on that team, Roy, Lunch, Cloud, Elamite. These guys come to play every night, and that is why they are so tough at what they do. Going forward, one of my sleepers, SQ. This roster, they may be young, but are they tough? What do you think about this roster, Scott?
SQ is a top team. They're top 4 every event, so they've proven it before. I mean, it's no lie what they're doing. They're, all young kids, all, cocky like I was in 06, but I love that about them. I mean, Flamesword, a leader, competitor from Jersey, love them. Ace, Assault, Enable, all solid kids. I mean, these kids could place top 3 for sure if Ace gets over the mental block of his brother.
Looking forward, the Pretty Boys, Final Boss. They've got these guys with the hair. Totally the best looking team on the circuit.
I agree, DMAC.
Going forward, who does have the best hair on that team?
I mean, Fear Itself's a little frizzy. Hold on, let me start there. We'll have to edit the shit out of this thing. Hold on. I mean, what'd you ask again? What is? You don't have to do it again. Just the best hair. I mean, Fear Itself's a little frizzy. I might have to give this to Pistola. I mean, Cam's always got that. Victory's always got that. That fucking. Hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on. I mean, Fear's hair is a little frizzy, I'd have to say. So I'll go with Pistola, the little Bieber. I mean, I don't like Bieber, and I don't really like Pistola, but put them together, they look pretty good. And what else were we talking about?
He's a dead ringer for Bieber.
Start over with the hair. What were we getting?
There's another team out there that could be considered the best looking team to ever hit the
NFL.
The NFL and the MLG. There is a team out there that they say could be the best looking team on the circuit today, and that is the FB roster. This team has 2 guys with hair. I can't tell them apart. They look like Justin Bieber. What do you think, Scott?
Well, DMAC, I think it's Justin Bieber, but I hate that kid either way. But, I mean, I mean, the team, I wouldn't say they're that good looking. My team in '06 was definitely a lot better. So, I don't know, but that team definitely could be a good looking team if Fear Itself put some more hairspray on. I definitely think then they could be a top team. What do you think, Dmaq?
Well, I'm lost for words right now.
That question's so hard.
Moving along, we'll go to the next team that I feel could be the next competitor at DC. That would be the BTH roster. This team with Tezoxic coming on in place of Hines, what do you think, Gandhi, they will bring to the table?
Well, I'm definitely expecting them to place in the top 5, but they have a tough matchup with Triggers Down early on. So, depending on that, I think they're going to lose that 3-1. But they go down to losers, they could do some damage. But that team is the kind of team that gets down on themselves, DMAX. So I think if they keep their heads up strong, they could definitely do some damage.
That's a pretty good point. And I...
Do that again, dude.
Statistically speaking, this team...
Now, BTH is definitely a solid lineup, but if they go down in losers early on to Triggers Down, they could definitely find themselves with some trouble. I mean, they're a team that gets really mad at themselves really easily. I mean, Demon D has that temper. We've seen it before, so I'm not surprised if they go down and place top 8 with that attitude.
Statistically speaking, this team could be a tough runner for that TD roster. TD, going forward, has shown signs of arguing. What do you think this team will do come DC?
I mean, just a bunch of spoiled kids these days. I mean, it wasn't like that when I was around, that's for sure. But, I mean, TD's definitely got to get their head out of their It's... Is that bad to say? TD, I mean, they're like a bunch of little brats. I mean, it wasn't like that when I was around, that's for sure. 06, 07 days, you don't see that. Now it's like a bunch of kids yelling at each other. But, I mean, this is a sport. People compete and make money off this. You can't go in with that attitude. So TD wouldn't surprise me if they place top 7. But they also have the potential to place first, DMAC.
I'm going to have to give you kudos for that as well, because this team, I believe, could be a contender over at DC. Looking down the line, who do you feel will be your top competitor to win at DC?
I think we already answered this, DMAC.
But maybe we have. But I am forgetting what I'm saying, and statistically speaking, after 2 o'clock in the morning, things start to drop off rapidly.
Whatever.
We have another team on the circuit that is on the bubble. Would I say statistically speaking, the bubble means they are in a chance not to make the national championships. It would be a disgrace to see a guy like Walshy, one of the top icons of the league, not make it to the championships. What do you feel, Gandhi, on that?
I mean, honestly, Walshy just has to really step up his game. I mean, him and SK on the same team, I don't know. But honestly, I think Chig and Soldier have to step up really to make it to championships. I mean, they're the backbone of this team. So if they're not doing good, don't be surprised to see them at 13th. If they're doing good, I think they'll be about an 8th or 7th place team.
One other team on the bubble, a big name team, that would be straight ripping with my boy T2 on the squad. My homie throws down bars like me. I want to ask you, what do you think of this squad going into DC? That much. You couldn't say more.
Throw it down. Throw it down. My homie, throw it down bars.
There's another team on the bubble. This team, a big name team, straight ripping with my boy T2 on the squad, my homie, the guy that I do rhymes with, and I don't know who is better, me or T2. Can I ask you, Tots?
This straight ripping roster honestly could be a top team. They have all the tools. Ghost, one of my ex-teammates who I love. I mean, the kid's my brother. He's got brothers. Lots of brothers.
Wait, let's go.
He goes
There's one more team on the circuit, on the bubble, a big name team that would be straight ripping with my boy T2 on the team, a guy that I could throw rhymes together. He may think he's better, but he ain't better than the man Dmaq. Let me ask you, Gandhi, what do you think about this team?
Well, Sherpin definitely stepped up their game since the past two lands. I mean, they look like, garbage, what you see outside of New York, pretty much, the last tournament. So going into DC, I think they will be a solid team. And, I mean, Nated leading this team could be dangerous. Depends what sense he wants to wake up and play on. That's a different question. But if they play good together, this team is easily a top 3 team.
Somebody told me, statistically speaking, that Nated was fantasy gold at the 6-team land. With that being said, somebody told me also that his controller was rigged to go to 12 cents. Could that be true?
I mean, you never know with this kid. He'll pull out a 7 the day of. So he's really up in the air. But if he's playing good, watch out.
I would have to agree with that comment on Nated. I think Nated could be one of the sickest players in this league to watch. He's one of my personal favorites, and I am looking forward at DC to see this man do what he could do best.
Me too, Dmaq.
Well, again, thank you over here at the Land Network studio, Dmaq and Gandhi. Peace out.